when we do the push test, we place the hand on the person's body first.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite foot forward. So if I push with the right hand, then the right hand would be on my center line.
Mm-hmm.
The left foot in front of me. Just like you walk down the street.
Right.
You know, with the right foot, the right hand, left foot, left hand. That
Right.
would be kind of silly, not workable. So it's a transverse movement. And so the hand that is about to push is already touching. And then you lift the front foot, which is the opposite foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not providing you support, but lift it without shifting the weight back. Sometimes people try to lift the foot and balance on the back foot. No, we don't want to balance. We want to trade our stability for mobility. So basically, we lift the foot and we no longer have support on that part of on that side of the body in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
So falling forward, because the hand is touching the person's body, the hand starts transferring pressure, but the pressure is not from contracting the muscles and using force, but this pressure is from eliminating support on that side of the body. So we just start falling. So the gravity does all the work.
Right.
And the gravity, the G-force, it stays more or less consistent. So we can rely that it's going to be a consistent test. Unlike often in muscle testing, it's questionable if the person is pushing with the same strength or a little more or a little less.
Right.
Makes the test very subjective and not particularly trustworthy. We want our tests to be trustworthy, duplicable. It's something that can be repeated over and over again. And that basically is because G-force works for us. We don't use our own physical force. The only effort it takes to push is whatever it takes to lift a foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There is no more effort.
Right. Right. Gravity does the work. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And another also trick of the trade is to keep the back heel of the same side foot on the ground. So it's the back foot. The back heel stays on the ground because that's the root.
Mm-hmm.
And we pivot around the angle of the back foot so that we stay rooted throughout the whole movement. Otherwise, if we lift that heel, we actually contract the calves of that leg. If we tense up the calves, we're using force and uproot ourselves. So we're more likely to push ourselves away from the target or the person we're trying to test. So all of this is kind of an art in its own way, but it's just a matter of testing a person's resonance. Resonance with what? Well, they may be just thinking about something. If you think about something or someone you resonate with, will you become stronger or weaker?
You should become stronger. Mm-hmm.
Because you become more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Your central nervous system becomes less agitated, sending fewer signals of contraction to the muscles, so you misalign yourself less.
Right.
When you become more relaxed, you actually become stronger or more difficult to push over. If you think about something or someone you don't resonate with, someone that makes you cringe, you will inevitably become more tense, which makes you weaker or easier to push over. It's kind of another paradox. When you become relaxed, you become harder to push because you're like water. It's like a bag of water. Most of the body is made of water, right?
Right.
So if you freeze the bag of water, it becomes a hard object and it's easy to push over.
Right. That makes sense.
Filled with fluid, you push it and it just redistributes the pressure in 360 degrees. And not just in one, but in 3D. So it literally makes it impossible to push it over or very difficult. And that's something that we experience in our physical bodies when we become more relaxed or less. So that simply reveals how much we resonate, either with a thought form or with a particular course of action.
Mm-hmm.
And our alignment is one of the actions that we test. So if a person is maintaining certain posture, well, they're doing it. There is certain alignment or resonance with that particular action. So if I'm standing but I'm tense, well, that's something that I'm doing. If I don't resonate with that, that will also reveal that I'm out of balance. And so we use our testing also to find a neutral or natural stance.
Mm-hmm.
Equipoise. We call it equipoise because it's a somatic manifestation of a mental state called equanimity.
I like
Makes
that
sense,
word,
right?
poise.
Yeah.